minute they reopen. 8 employees of the city of Nogales have been sent home after attending an event with a person who later tested positive for COVID-19. We're told all 8 employees were with the Public Works Department. Mobile Meals is in urgent need of new volunteer drivers. 9 on your side's Taja Davis explains how it's trying to increase its manpower to deliver food to seniors and adults with disabilities during this pandemic.
As a small nonprofit agency, Mobile Meals depends on volunteers to deliver food. But many of its regular volunteer drivers are over the age of 70. And since the rise of the COVID-19 pandemic, those drivers have canceled for fear of exposure.
Many have no food on their shelves. So our service is critical for them to eat every day.
Interim Executive Director Jennifer Tersigny is talking about the clients Mobile Meals of Southern Arizona serves.
People who cannot leave their homes to shop, to prepare meals, and who need assistance.
In response to COVID-19, Mobile Meals is trying to continue its food services for hundreds of vulnerable seniors and people with disabilities experiencing food insecurity. But it's short of volunteer drivers to deliver that food. Typically, Mobile Meals has 250 drivers on hand.
We're looking for people at this time who can either volunteer to drive, or for the first time, we are going to pay drivers if we need to. In 1 week, we need at least 150 drivers to deliver meals, and we barely have that right now.
For 50 years, Mobile Meals has provided daily meal delivery to many of its clients who have special diets due to medical conditions and end-of-life issues.
We've never seen this much of a transition.
For more information on volunteering with Mobile Meals and for the application, visit our website. Taja Davis, KGUN 9 on your side.
Now, the video you just saw, the volunteers, was file video. At this time, volunteers are no longer going inside client homes. They are giving the food in bags. They wear gloves themselves, and then they directly hand the delivery to the clients outside of their homes. Changes at the Pima County Jail regarding inmate visitation during the pandemic. Visits are now being scheduled to limit the number of people in the jail at one time. Officials are setting up a weekly free 10-minute phone call for inmates so that they can talk to loved ones who may not be able to visit. They've been told to ask high-risk guests to not visit in person for the next 5 weeks and opt for remote visits instead. And the Sheriff's Department tells us that the facility is being constantly cleaned. Let's switch gears and talk a little good news. Spring is here. It's been here for a couple of weeks, Kyler, but we got a little chilly start to the day today, but I know it's going to warm up eventually.
Yeah, it has felt like spring around here for a while, and even with those showers coming through yesterday, that was kind of spring-like because we got some thunderstorms with them too, and some mountain snow. We're going to take a look at that here in a second. High temperatures today. Well, that was not feeling so much like spring. That was feeling a little bit more like winter in behind that system, with highs in the 60s and only 37 degrees in Show Low, 64 in Tucson. And there's that sign that winter's still trying to hang around. Some snow on Mount Bigelow, and there's a live view right there. Look at that blanket of snow there. Saw about 5 to 10 inches of snow in the mountains, but that's going to be gone in a hurry. You'll see why in the forecast.
All right, Kyler, thank you. Schools across Arizona closed right now, of course, which is leaving parents and educators with a lot of questions. We'll take a look at their biggest challenges. You're watching KGUN 9 on your side. Districts continue to prepare schools for the possibility of remaining closed the entire semester. The governor's office ordered a statewide closure until March 27th. There's a chance that could change. 9 on your side's Valerie Cavazos is digging into that.
The pressure is now on. The governor and state superintendent closed schools for 2 weeks. The question remains, what about the lost classroom time?
And we'll be working with our district and legislative partners to determine the extent of any potential makeup days. More details to come.
Superintendents now confronted with a lot of unknowns, including how to teach students remotely. Tucson's largest district addressed that during an emergency board meeting this week. A big hurdle right now, making sure all students have computers and internet access at home. The district is conducting surveys to figure out what's needed.
In a district where just shy of 65% of the students our student body meet the federal guidelines for poverty. We're looking at a very high percentage of students that don't have and can't afford the average $55 a month payment for high-speed internet access.
The Amphi district tells us it's tackling the same issue. As districts work out their plans to deliver curriculum to students, the governor and superintendent are tackling statewide testing.
We're currently engaging with our federal partners in the event that we need to secure a waiver.
Next week, the region's second largest district, Sunnyside, will be reaching out to parents and students about assignments and activities they can do at home. All 4th and 12th grade students have laptops they can take home.
That was Valerie Cavazos reporting. Still a lot of unanswered questions when it comes to teaching our kids. Kyler Diggs, we'll throw it over to you with more about the weather.
Yeah, and no question here, we've got a pretty nice night shaping up for us, but it will be chilly. A nice warm-up is in the forecast, though. KGUN 9 on your side continues.
First Warning Weather brought to you by MPG Tire and Auto.
We made it up to a high of 64 degrees in Tucson today after a cool start of 46 degrees. 75 and 47 are the averages. We're going to get back closer to that average high in pretty short order around here. And let's take a look at the precipitation because we finally got a little bit of help with this storm. So we picked up just a little over 1/4 inch of rainfall at the airport officially in Tucson. So that bumped us up a little bit for the year-to-date total. We're now just over 2 inches, still running about 1/4 inch below average for the year, but the month-to-date total, we're actually running just over 2/10 of an inch above average for the month. So we also saw some snow in the mountains. Here's some Santa Rita snow. This photo courtesy of Bruce Purrington, and that's a beautiful scene right there, but that snow won't stick around long with the temperatures we have in the forecast right now. 50s and some 60s showing up, so a sweater or a jacket will feel pretty good tonight as we see these temperatures drop quickly into the 40s overnight. Right now we're still in the 30s and the higher elevations, still a little bit of snow flying around there in Flagstaff too. 60s into Southern California. Big storm system moving out over the Midwest, a lot of snow in behind that, trailing back towards the Rockies, and then there is some more rain moving into California. Low pressure system over Nevada will take all of that to the north. Storm track will remain pretty much to the north of us over the next few days, but then as we go into Thursday, there will be a slight chance of showers returning to southeastern Arizona. So we'll keep our eye on that. Overnight tonight, 30s and 40s across most of southeastern Arizona. We will see temperatures dipping into the 20s in the higher elevations like Mount Lemmon. And then for tomorrow, highs back into the mid to upper 60s. And that's going to feel pretty good. But if you like that, I think you'll probably like the weekend even better with highs in the 70s. And we're going to hang on to the 70s as we go in through the middle of next week. We will get off to a couple of chilly starts over the next couple of mornings, but then overnight lows moderate back into the upper 40s and lower 50s through the weekend. And then there's that slight chance of showers as we head into the middle of next week and cooling off just a few degrees by the time we get to Thursday. Pat?
Looks very good, Kyler. Thank you. In our continuing series, Understanding Autism, 9 on your side's Lydia Camarillo takes us into the only independent K-6 autism program in the Sunnyside School District.
Sunday, Monday. Inside Mission Manor Elementary School, children with autism are thriving.
He runs in, he's eager to be here. He gets dressed in the morning by himself. He knows the routine. He wants to be here.
Rana Chavez has 2 children on opposite ends of the autism spectrum.
So basically, you come in knowing nothing really when you have a child with autism. You basically learn as you go. And for me, I have 2 on the spectrum.
That's where help from the autism program here at Mission Manor comes in. This is Rana's son, Anthony. He is 8. Rana says she's seen big changes in him since starting in this program.
He is thriving here, and he likes to be here. There was times when we'd take him to preschool, and he would just throw himself on the floor and start crying.
The growth is possible thanks to all the love and understanding from the teachers involved. Teachers like Miss V and Miss Garino.
There's a lot of more services now and awareness. When I started 20-some years ago, I only had 13 students. Now there's over 64 in our program.
Miss Garino has been teaching in the autism program here for more than 2 decades.
We work really hard. We have a great staff with a lot of experience that is very caring.
She says children with autism are so special and very smart.
They're amazing. You know, they're very artistic. They're very creative. They can see little things, little details that we can't see or hear.